Hello, I hope we're all doing so amazing right now. And I hope you're like in this peaceful state as you start whatever new journey you're about to embark on. But let me just start this off by telling you that when it is time to move, it's going to be undeniably clear. Things are going to start like just popping into your peripherals or in front of you. That's like, hey, next step is moving. Next step is getting out. Next step is making those steps out of here. Honestly, I have been in this position where I have been wanting to go somewhere else, for my living situation. And I was like, maybe I'll just like stay a little longer. Maybe I'll just stay a tad little longer. And then the universe was just like, we're going to force you out. We're going to force you out, but like we're going to peacefully force you out. We're going to show you just how horrible the foundation is here. The next step is moving. The next step is not sitting down. The next step is not waiting around. Okay, bars. But the next step is actually moving. And it's like this breath of fresh air of once I've like acknowledged and accepted the fact that, okay, I'm seeing all of the signs, I'm getting all of the signs, and I just need to listen. Because for me, sometimes I'll get all the signs and I'll ask all the questions and then I'll get answers to those questions, but then I'll just come back with more questions like, but are you sure? Are you sure I need to go? Are you sure I need to leave? When the universe, when your spirit guides, when whoever you see as the person or as the energy that brings you into this life and guides you and stuff like that throughout this journey, when it is time to go, they're going to make it so undeniably clear. Like, you probably already gotten signs about needing to move. So just got the message that like you are born to elevate. You're born to be so rooted in yourself that you're not attached to a certain foundation. So if it starts crumbling, if it is showing signs that it is not a home anymore, then you have to not only trust yourself, but trust in the guidance that you're receiving that it is time. And I started like looking at this plant over here and how, what is it called? The stem, and how each of the leaves are kind of like just these different steps. Let me just show you. Okay, I'm going to use this plant as an example, but you see how like it has all of these different levels of plants and stuff. And so the message for that is kind of like, allow yourself to just go to a new level. Allow yourself to just move up, steadily move up and grow into this new space and become this new, entirely different version of yourself. And it's also about like trusting that new version of yourself that's in the process of being birthed, that's in the process of, showing the present you that this new version of you is so close. It's like so around the corner. And along with allowing yourself to accept when the signs are very clear that you need to move, you also have to acknowledge how you feel about yourself, how your self-perception is. Because a lot of times we will continue to experience something, continue to allow ourselves to be in a certain environment because there's a part of us that believes that we deserve it, that we aren't worthy of more, that we can't find more. And a lot of the times we believe we can't find more is because we haven't adventured out yet. We're just confined in the space that we're currently in, and that's all we see. And we're like, but I don't know where else to go. It's because you haven't explored that yet. You haven't figured out where else there is to go. You haven't allowed yourself to trust that there is somewhere else to go. So you need to do that. You need to lean in to not only like the curiosity that comes with discovering where else you can be, where else you can exist, but also trusting in the fact that it's available, trusting in the fact that it's possible. When you were born, you were not just given this one opportunity, and if this environment doesn't work out, you have nowhere else to go. You need to explore, you need to go out into the world, talk to people, see where the opportunities are. Because at the same time that you are realizing that an environment is no longer fitting for you, is the same time that someone is opening a space for you, that someone that you might not even met yet has a place waiting for you. This new journey is not only asking for you to turn a new leaf, but also to take a leap of faith. to drive into, you know, the uncertainty, to figure out where else you can go, where else you can, you know, thrive in, what other environments you can thrive in. And I keep like looking out my window, because whenever I don't know, whenever I look out into the world, I feel like I channel more like inspiration, or I channel more messages. So with that, look outside. Look outside. Okay, ooh, look outside of yourself. Look outside of yourself. Be willing to ask for help. Be willing to seek help, because we can walk aimlessly alone, and we can, you know, use our internal GPS to get us where we need to go. But also community will be such a huge help. And right now a lot of dogs are barking, so maybe that has to do with like also people sticking up for you, or I don't know, like finding your this message was originally about like just the environment, but I'm also getting this sense that going outside of yourself, going, you know, adventuring outside into the world, also about finding your community, finding people who genuinely support you, finding people who genuinely will like stick behind you and guard you. Because like I said, I heard all those group of dogs and it was kind of like giving guard dog energy. So it's like finding that community, aligning with that community that helps you discover your voice, helps you discover how you can stick up for yourself, and how you can continue to advocate for yourself when it comes to finding better opportunities or better environments for you to live in. So I was like in the process of clearing out my space and stuff like this. And I was originally going to throw this away, so I sat it on my table for later. But like, look at this. We're talking about moving on to new directions and moving into a new community and stuff like this. And then not only is this a suitcase, but it's a picture of the world. I move, you move, we all move, okay? We're all on this journey together of moving somewhere else, of leveling up, uprooting ourselves from our current environment to find what else is out there. And it's going to be a puzzle, because I just looked at my Rubik's Cube. It's going to be a puzzle, you know, as you're trying to figure out things and figure out where else you can be placed. But, you know, take your time, be patient, continue to trust in the process and trust in the guidance that you're receiving, and also trust in yourself that you deserve to be happy. Okay, that's it. That's all for real this time.